Pronunciation Pro.
Pronunciation Pro.
I'm going to kind of dive into, I brought this, I wasn't sure if this is something that we should share or not, but I'm going to share it just because we're talking about this. So I ran across this, this chart. So there's a book called Mindset by Carol Dweck, and really, really love that book. But the resource right here is where you could find this ebook, and it's just at the end of it. But what it's talking about is when you have kind of a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. Okay, so growth mindset, fixed mindset, a lot of, do you guys know what I mean by fixed mindset versus growth mindset, or should I kind of explain it a little bit more? What do you guys?
It's like what I think is fixed mindset is like you have your beliefs, or you think that it is what it is, even though you don't think out of the box, something like that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that things are kind of unchanged, unmoved. They are what they are. It's a very rigid, concept of, versus a growth mindset is more fluid. It's there's always growth, there's always development, there's always reason to, be improving. So one thing that he's talking about here in this, and it goes through in the book, but he lays it out really well, is in the category of feedback and criticism. A fixed mindset, and again, it's just it's a continuum. So it's not like either you're fixed or you're growth. You're kind of somewhere along this continuum. And so kind of do a little bit of self-assessment as I go through this. Kind of think of times, and this is for all of us, think of times that you've had feedback from a coworker, employee, a spouse, a friend, anyone that you've kind of gotten some feedback from. And kind of see where you are on this continuum. And it may bring some awareness of where you want to, how you want to improve when you get feedback. A fixed mindset would be, ignores useful negative feedback, sees feedback as a list of their faults. So like easily offended by it. Moving forward through the continuum, it says accept some direct feedback when corrections can be made quickly and easily. So it's like, yeah, I'll accept that feedback as long as I can change it real fast, right? Tends to focus on positive feedback. So it's like, okay, I'll accept the positive, but negative, I'm going to kind of ignore a little bit. Formative feedback is seen as useful, okay, as long as it is targeted and achievable. Okay, as long as I have a very specific. Next is accepts and learns from feedback. Positive feedback is seen as recognition of the effort and process that leads to the achievement. So accepts and learns from positive feedback as effort and process. Okay. And then the growth mindset is requests critical feedback. So not only are you okay with feedback, but you're actually seeking after it. That's kind of that ultimate level of growth mindset. Request critical feedback from targeted expert sources in order to improve both process and outcome. So the fact that you guys are all here tells me that you're a lot of times in this growth mindset, because you're coming to a targeted expert in order to receive kind of feedback and help. You're going out of your way to request that critical feedback. So you're doing it in your, spoken English and even just mindset, because you're here at the mindset training. And just kind of think for yourself, am I doing this in other areas of my life? Are there some that I'm a little bit more resistant to? Is there some feedback I'm a little bit more resistant to? Maybe from in work or at home or things like that? Or am I open and not only okay with it, but am I requesting, some feedback and help in ways to improve? So, is that helpful? What are your thoughts? Any of your thoughts about this? Where do you What are you kind of thinking as far as, did anything come up for you guys?
Hi, everyone. Hi,
Yeah.
Annie. How are you?
Good.
It's Anna here. Yes, actually, on the feedback and criticism, I usually, I mean, on that one, I usually actually, on all, I mean, not only as to my, as to speaking English, but I think as to my work and my personal life, I usually look for critical feedback. I mean, as to criticism and feedback, I'm always trying to know what I'm doing, what I need to improve, or so as to that, I think that has helped me a lot to improve in my work, and not only with my language, but also yes, with my work and even in my personal life. Like I try to always like to and I look for feedback from, it says here, expert sources. I usually try to do that at work a lot. I always ask for feedback as either if my legal writing skills, or if you think I should have addressed a certain argument that I didn't, or things like that. I always try to do that, because that in the past, that has helped me to improve or to master any specific issue. So yeah, I think it's interesting. As to the others, I'm all around. Actually, I was looking at them, and I can say I'm all around. But as to the feedback and criticism, I actually find it as a very good source of improvement.
Yeah. Good. That's wonderful. And that's probably good to kind of reflect on and be like, oh, okay, I'm doing pretty well with that. And I do find that our students here, I mean, if you're seeking after this kind of training, you definitely have that growth mindset, at least in this area of your life. And yeah, I think that as I go through these different levels, all of us are going to be like, oh, in that area, probably a little bit more fixed than I probably want to be. But that's, that's life. That's our human condition, is that we're all imperfect. We're all kind of working to grow and improve, or hopefully working to grow and improve, and identify areas that can be strengthened, areas that are a struggle that can be strengthened.